All right. Hey, Miss Lori. I am the insurance man for your voice twin, but your sister, Miss Karen. All right, I'm going to just read through the question, and I have my whiteboard out, but I might not need my whiteboard just thinking about this. So, being a teacher, retiring at either the end of this school year or next school year. Eligible to receive the Social Security as well as, so that means you had a career before your retirement. Okay, or became a teacher. If I decided to take my Social Security when I draw on my pension, am I allowed to work? Max retirement age to pull your Social Security and not have any penalties. There's a thing that when you're still working, making good money, if you're drawing on your Social Security, for every $3 you receive, you have to pay one of them back. So you only get 2/3 of your check in that case. I would wait to draw your Social Security check upon retirement for that reason. Now let me continue. If I decide to take my Social Security when I draw on my pension, am I allowed to work? I think I just answered that. I realize if I solely receive my pension, I can go back to work. I know it gets a little cloudy with how much income one can earn once Social Security benefits come into the picture. Yeah, it gets less cloudy when you reach the max retirement age is what it's called. Let me look at what that is. Max retirement age Social Security. Well, that is 70, but your full retirement age. Oh yeah, full retirement age, my bad. Full retirement age. Social Security, enter. 67. So when you turn 67, I actually don't know your birthday. So unless you just put that in the email, let me check. Yeah, 67. I don't know when you turn 67 because I don't have that info in front of me. But that is, there you go, until May 2029, because my understanding you can apply 6 months till you turn 65. Oh my gosh, you're way early. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait to apply for Social Security. First off, you can get it at 62, but yeah, if you retire, if you're younger than 67, wait to draw on Social Security until you're done working, yes. But still, when you're retired and done working, so retired, that's our answer. When you were retired and done working, if you go to ssa.gov and you look at the chart, because they put it right there plainly for you, that income is going to be like this. So it's going to say if you retire at 63, 64, 65, 66, and keep on going. What I always say, because like the difference will probably be like $400 here to here, here to here. So 400 more, 400 plus 400, 800 more than if you took it at 63 and so forth. After you retire, again, make that part clear. The way I always look at this for a client, so like let's say you could get $1,000 a month at 63, easy math, and $1,400 at 64. I always tell my clients to look at it this way. Because everybody's always worried about what they're giving up. I have clients that want to work as long as they can to try to really max out that Social Security check on this side of a chart. But the number I always personally look at is how much money are we missing. So if you had your heart set on this after you retire, but this is where you are if you went ahead and took that check now, always look at this like missing out on income. And I don't know why I wrote all of that out and decided to do so sideways, so I hope you can read sideways. But when you look out at missing out on income, when my clients are like, man, you know what, I think I want to wait this long, I always just multiply this number by 12 and say, well, that's $12,000 you're missing out on. Now, usually it's clients talking about not retiring at, a younger age, 63 in this case, and waiting till 66. So here, what I would tell my clients is, hey, why don't you look at seeing over 3 years of not getting a check, and this number's here, that's $36,000 you're missing out on that you could draw on and have help you, but the blood, sweat, and tears, as well as this of continuing to work, like those are costs versus going ahead and drawing now. But then there's also the cost of taking this check here when it would actually be $1,800 if you waited till up here. So that's the devil's advocate part that I usually respond with emails like this of, okay, are we going to do 1,000 today and start drawing, or 1,800 in 6 years when our knees are already giving out on us and we work a job where we're on our feet all day. So that's just my, cost and benefit of each way I try to explain that. But in your particular case, this was all theory. If it didn't make sense, just let me know. I could get lost in my head. I get excited to talk about this stuff. But you need to wait until you retire to draw. So that's question one. Number two, do you know if Medicare has a plan that works in conjunction with STRS? All right, now this I'm pretty sure of. We can wait to have this conversation for number two as well. But I believe, as my whiteboard gets moved, I am pretty sure when you retire, you guys get a health insurance. I think it's like Aetna or something like that. And then you got Medicare over here too. This is an either or, not a both and. You either go this route or you go this route. But when you get ready to retire, we can have that discussion then, because there are certain questions that come into play. Like, are they giving you guys a SUP? Which is great health insurance, but usually pretty darn pricey. But if they're giving you a SUP and you ain't got to pay no money for that, I would steer you that direction. If it's an Advantage plan that they're giving you, though, and I'm looking at the summary of benefits and it ain't really like a lot you're getting through them, then we would entertain the idea of coming over here, because the fringe benefits over here are typically better than the Advantage plans through retirement. But if it's a SUP through retirement, bruh, we just got to go that route, because it's health insurance is health insurance. You want it to be strong. That's usually very strong. But this would be an either or, not a both and. And that's my 2 cents on that. Hope that was helpful. You did make it clear. Let me just read this one more time. Do you know if Medicare has a plan that works in conjunction with state teacher retirement? I am not eligible for Medicare yet, nor will I be when I retire. Hence question 1. Boom. I'll be 62 in September this year. Oh, you did share your age. If I retire in May of 2028, I will still need to work 1 more year somewhere until May of 2029, because my understanding is that you can apply for Medicare 6 months before you turn 65. Now, talking about health insurance, if you retire and you don't get health insurance through your retirement, I do have contacts. I just specialize in Medicare, but I do have contacts that specialize in like marketplace insurance. But we'll definitely be able to make sure you're steered in the right direction. Hope this was helpful today. Hope that alleviates a couple of these questions, but keep bringing your questions at me. Typically phone call will work, but I figured I'd shoot you a video since you're busy. Have a good day.